Starting,
Actually, I'm gonna
and
switch.
we are live. Huh. I would love to see if somebody's watching this. My cat's having a death stare at me right now. But
Does it show you if someone's watching?
um I see chat. Uh no, not really. Let me see if I can pull it up on my channel to make sure it's running.
Turn my
We're
volume.
such noobs to this. Okay, it is running right now. Three people are watching.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do
Angelina, what
this.
up, Angelina?
All right. So what's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Joshua Martin, and welcome to the first live on YouTube. Um, I have a guest with me, David
What
Lee,
up? What up, yo?
a filmmaker out in SoCal, and I met him in NAP last year.
Last year, senior year.
Senior year. It was senior year. That fast. Good grief.
Yeah, man. It's been a year.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
Let me see. Where do I start? Well, I'm a documentary filmmaker, passion, business owner by trade. Have a video production company, doing a lot of commercial work, marketing, content creation for businesses and brands. And yeah, I mean, I also have a YouTube channel as well too, just trying to bring value to as many people as I can. A lot of like behind the scenes stuff, behind the edits. Gear reviews every now and then, and just trying to create something where people can come to my channel as often as they want and, learn something hopefully. So, yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is great. We were together at the SLR Magic booth. So you're technically, are you still like a ambassador for them?
I guess.
I guess
I don't know.
it's like they gave us the title, and then they didn't give us the title. But yeah,
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
we definitely, him and I, we definitely rock the SLR Magic lenses,
Mhm.
as you guys both know, as you all know. Okay, so today's topic, we are talking about our experiences with obviously the cameras right next to us, the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. You've had it for about 3 months.
Yeah, I've had it since I bought it like first week of May.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've had it for, was it July? So almost like 3 months now.
Mhm.
I've had it for about 3 months now. I've used it on all kinds of stuff. Let's see, I've used it on all like corporate films, very like documentary based corporate films. Used it on some branded content, hotel content creation, and again branded content as well too. Using it right now on a project for Chapman University. They're a private university here in Southern California. Yeah, so it's been my go-to setup.
Oh, give me a second, real quick. Okay, if I'm talking, okay, now it's switching. All right, somebody let me know that the switcher wasn't working.
Okay, got it.
Hopefully, it won't be going back too much. But cool. Yeah, I actually picked up mine when I was in Africa. So I told my business partner Cody, "Hey, bro, we have the funds now to go get the Black Magics. I sold my GH5 and a couple other lenses to get some of the things that I need to get. And while I was in Africa, he made the purchase, and it got here in about a week.
Love that.
Yeah, because Adorama had it in stock, and I was like patiently waiting for that green light to turn on.
Right.
So I've only had mine since early June, and then now we're in July, so about a month. And I try to shoot as much as I can with it. I did various tests with my drives. So I have Angelbird drives and the SD card Angelbird. So I was testing that. That was one of the things that people were saying media can be iffy. Tested battery life, but I didn't really care about the smaller battery that came with it. I use female batteries for what I have. And then now I'm really experimenting with anamorphic lenses. Um, you guys probably been seeing on my Instagram some stuff. I just released a video of how I'm using the 2x lenses on anamorphic lenses with this camera, but we'll get into that later. Um, so that's So yeah, I haven't. I plan on shooting some corporate stuff with this later this month, um, and I'm shooting a short film. So, and
Mm.
I've done some YouTube stuff using this. So yeah, I forgot to bring up the document that we wrote. Well, that we put.
Yeah, I have it up.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't remember what I put down because we can just kind of just go through that. If this wants to work.
Yeah, first one was just talking about why we bought the Pocket 4K.
Okay, all right. So yeah, why did you decide to go this route anyway?
Yeah, like for the longest time, a lot of DSLR, DSLM cameras, Sony Alpha, Canon cameras. The 1DX Mark II was like my main workhorse for the past year and a half, year and a half or something like that. I mean, it just did everything that I needed it to, but past 2 years I've always been like looking to see what would be the best camera that fits like my needs, as far as something less of I don't even know the word is. I guess like just like less run and gun, so to speak, and more of a more in of a professional setting, but something I can still run and gun with, So that's when you're looking at everything. You're looking at like the Ursa Mini Pro, which I used last year on a couple of stuff, Canon C100 Mark II, FS5, Reds, like the whole gamut. And yeah, I never pulled the trigger on anything. Kind of just felt like I didn't know if that was the right choice, And then when this thing came out, I was like, oh shit, like this has everything that I really want in a camera. It has the ability to shoot RAW, the ability to shoot internal ProRes, which is huge.
Sorry, bro. Hold on real quick. A lot of people saying we're getting a looping feedback loop.
Feedback loop.
So right now, okay, let's try to problem solve this because I can't hear it. Right now, we're running both our Zoom H5 and 6 into the computer, and we're running it through our mics on the desktop.
Oh, you know what? Let me try this. Okay. Let me switch my headphones. Is that what's creating the loop? Maybe.
Because am I on speaker over there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
That's probably why. So hopefully that'll clear it up.
We can't hear it, bro. Huh. Interesting.
So I just switched to my headphones right now. Default external headphones.
Let's see. This chat is going. Okay, is the audio better now? I just noticed people are actually on the chat too. So let me open up the second window here.
Got it.
Okay, it fixed. Yeah, it was that. That was the problem.
Okay, got it. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry about that. We've been talking for like 20 minutes and
all this stuff.
Okay. Oh, we got some. Yo, what's up, y'all? Let's do you have the chat open on your end or no?
Where hold on a second. Showcase. Here we go, chat. To list all.
Okay.
I have a chat, but I don't see it though. I don't see anything.
No, on the live. If you go to my channel, and then you should see a chat box on my channel.
Let me see. Oh, YouTube live. Hold on. Where am I going? Where the hell am I doing? What am I doing?
Bro, we're rookies. We're rookies.
We're rookies same time.
Right. Cool. Let me know when you see it, and then we can kind of we can go on. Excuse me.
Okay, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna pull up a new.
Yeah, I had to split mine. I don't know why I thought the chat was gonna come in from what we see, but
yeah, something different, completely different.
That's not the case.
Got it. Yeah. So yeah. So that was like the main reason why I wanted to buy the Pocket 4K was I just needed something that like was more in a professional setting, so to speak. Internal ProRes, ability to shoot RAW internal. 4K, which I think everything has 4K these days. It's not a huge deal breaker for me if it didn't have 4K. But what else? Dynamic range, I thought was like good enough. 12, 13 stops is what I'm used to, even on the Ursa. I think they said the Ursa has like 15, but
yeah, Ursa.
I don't know, man. When I used it last year in a football documentary, and I don't know if it was like it's maybe like 14, 13 and a half. Depending on what you're filming, obviously.
Yeah.
Color science though, I loved it from the Ursa. So I was like, okay, hopefully the Pocket 4K is the same thing. And so far I've loved it. Like I've loved the skin tones on this camera. And the price, dude, for $13.95, like that's a steal. Like I saw everyone just buy a pocket camera, dude. Like $13.95, like you're not gonna waste your money with that.
Absolutely not. Yeah, some of the reasons, well, I think three big reasons for me for getting the Pocket overall was image quality. I love the GH5. It's versatile. You can get good images out of it. It just took a bit more work. Not to say that this is any easier, but right off the bat, you can see the quality jump from the GH5 to this. I love the Black color science. I did for years now, and that's probably the biggest reason why I wanted to switch. And I already had all of the necessary accessories that was needed to make this really run, other than the cage and a few other things. But it made sense for me to just kind of move that direction without completely restarting everything. Um, and another reason too, it had RAW. Like there's no other camera at this price point that allows you to have RAW 12-bit internally, as well as being able to use it with a software that comes free with it, a powerful software
Mhm.
that comes with it. So that was another reason. Probably just actually just those two. I kind of wish the form factor was a little bit different. I wish it was more of like a cube, a brain, right?
Mhm.
Like the Z Cam. I like that form factor and it's
Yeah,
built from there. This DSLR style is not. I'm not banging with it. It sucks in my opinion. um,
yeah, it's not the best. I mean, yeah, I know why they were trying to go that route, to make it feel like a DSLR or something like that, but it doesn't really like I don't use it that way. I have it rigged up on a cage with a top handle on an easy rig half the time, So like
yeah,
ergonomics, like it's a funky looking camera, but hey, it gets the job done. So, right.
exactly. Can we pin? Hold on, because people are like, where's the stream? Okay, I'm gonna pin this comment. If you're just now jumping onto my live on Instagram, go to my YouTube channel to watch this the live stream. We're talking about it now, and the live stream will be up for about 8 hours. But I'm just here to let you guys know as you come in to go to YouTube. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of the things that kind of changed with my camera, one thing, I took off those darn um, rubber flaps.
Oh
they,
yeah.
they just got in my way. I mean, I still have them, but I just pop them off. They're just loose now.
Do you just pull it? Is that
Yeah, I just like if you get really close to the edge and
Uh-huh.
just give it a few, not a yank, but just kind of work it around, then you'll start to see it come out.
Oh, okay.
I just popped them off and then I cut them off. I cut off that um, attachment to it. So when I travel, I just pop them back on.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, but when filming, I'll just have this open and then I'll have my side handle in it.
Mhm.
Some things I wish that were a little bit better. This connection always seems loose, and I noticed that on every Blackmagic Pocket.
Mhm. Mhm.
This cord stays loose. This is the what's this called? The Luma.
That's like a limo. Yeah, it's like a
Luma.
D-tap to limo connector for the power. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have just like a shorter one, but that stays loose. And then I have the tilt to HDMI right angle, 90-degree angle.
That's a good one to have. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish. See, everybody makes all these camera factors except for Tilted, and I'll talk about the reason why. The reason why I went with Tilted's cage. One, I do like Tilted, their build quality,
Mhm.
and their configurations with this. Small rig was nice too, but this is the only cage that came with that had the option for the Angel Bird SSD, and that's what I film on for my RAW.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
everything else was the T5, right? Samsung T5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have CFast cards yet, so I just went with that, and it works. Works fine.
Mhm.
Um, and then again, like I said, the connections. I got the base plate too for it. This guy here right now is sitting on, like we both have right now, is sitting on the shoulder pad from small rig and the CT plate. So that's that.
Yeah, I usually just, this is like what it sits on half, like, no, like 100% of the time is the smaller shoulder pad, because if I'm not using my easy rig, if I'm going like pure handheld with no easy rig, I feel like it's at least comfortable where I can like, put this like on my lap or my knee or something like that.
Right.
kind of like make it uncomfortable, you know. And yeah, I mean, like that's pretty much how I like, and it adds more weight, so that's what I want, you know. So I need to have a good balance between everything.
Cody said your volume is louder than mine. What's your mic level set to?
Let me change my mic level then.
I'm at about 4.5 on my Zoom.
Let's see, output.
We're making all these guidelines as we go, so
I know.
Cody to the rescue.
Let me see if I can adjust this output volume. Is that a little better?
Let's see what the audience says. Is that better? Is David's volume too loud? I'm the one talking, so you have to talk.
I don't know. Yeah, is this louder or is it better?
I don't know. You sound fine to me, but that's just me.
Okay, I'm looking at my volume right now. My levels, they look. Let me see where my level's at. I'm at like negative 12 dB, which is normal for me.
Okay, it seems more balanced now.
Oh,
okay. All right, you're good.
All right, that works. All
right, we keep moving on.
Exactly.
Cody to the rescue, yo.
Exactly, 100%.
100. We'll love for David to talk about his glass. Yeah. So let's I mean, other than that, that's pretty much the reasons we both went for the camera, and we can kind of walk through our setup. So David, you can go first. You got the better lens right now.
I mean, that's relative, right? Yeah, I mean, this is the This is the Fujinon MK18 to 55 T29. This is the E-mount version because they when they first released the camera or the lens was only E-mount, but they're actually making a micro four thirds version of it. So I think that's supposed to be released sometime this year. But there's a company in LA called Duclos Lenses. You can find them on Instagram. They make a lot of like cine mod stuff for old like Canon FD stuff or old Olympus lenses, like any kind of vintage stuff. And then they make an adapter that basically you take off the E-mount from the back of the Fujinon, and then you can put their little micro four thirds adapter ring.
Right.
It costs like I think it was like $260 or something like that for it. And so yeah, that's that lens. And yeah, I wanted to get something like Josh and I were talking earlier, but I wanted to get something that fits my style, which is a lot of like documentary filmmaking. It's a lot of times where I don't have the opportunity to switch out lenses. Like if I'm on a 35, and then I got to go to 50, and then back to like an 18 or something like that. Sometimes I don't have. Sometimes in documentaries you just can't do that. Things are happening. You can't tell someone to stop.
Right.
So having a cine zoom that has character behind it, so the lens flares beautifully when it does flare. The bokeh is really, really nice and creamy. I don't really know like how else to explain that. Like lenses, like you just gotta look at it to see it. But the bokeh is awesome for that. The mechanics, I love the mechanics. It's just it's a lot smoother than using like a Canon 70 to 200. Where like even like a millimeter in your autofocus.
Yeah, you gotta, so like, annoying. I hate lenses for that.
Yeah, you like tweak around and stuff like that. But I mean, these are built for autofocus, right? So I like that it's 180-degree rotation, so it's not like all the way. You gotta like crank it all the way. And then speaking with that, so how I focus is with the PD Movie Live Air. So it's a wireless full focus system that uses Bluetooth. So I have this guy. I don't know if you guys can you see that. Can you see it moving? Kind of.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. So I have this on the right side where I can just I can rack focus easily using this guy here. Yeah, I mean this lens pretty much lives on my camera like half the time. If not, I have the SLR Magic lenses that I use, the 25 T9.95, the 38.5 solid prime lenses, man. For the price.
Yeah. How often do you use because it's a bifocal lens, right? Is it bifocal? Is that
parfocal?
Parfocal. Sorry.
Yeah, parfocal. Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is basically like if right now, let me see. So if you're like at 18, which is like the wide end, that's your focus. If you zoom in all the way to 55, your focus will be the same. You don't have to readjust it. and if you pull back out, you know. But obviously you have to get your focus first. But once you get your focus, you zoom in, focus is the same. You zoom out, focus is the same.
How practical is that? Have you used that? Is that practical in terms of like running gun doc style stuff?
You know what? I don't think it is. I think it's better for people who do like reality TV. You know, where like you gotta crash on someone's face and they pull out. Like, like you said a lot on reality TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
For reality TV people, like God, what are those? I don't even know those. I don't even watch TV anymore, man. Like
Yeah, same.
Garden or something like that, and you know what I mean, where like you gotta like crash, zoom on someone's face, and zoom back out. Then
Like the office, like the office. Then.
Like the Office, yes, like the Office. Perfect example. Perfect example.
Perfect
Like so that comes in handy, you know. For me, it doesn't really come in that much handy because what's your cat doing, dude?
No. He's trying to get the hammer.
Oh.
That's what he does.
That's what cats do, man.
He picks locks and doors, and you know.
Yeah. So that's that. What else? Yeah, small rig all the way around. The VCT quick release plate, the shoulder pad, the back. I don't even know if I can see it, but basically like the back where I have the V mount set up. Yeah. It's a small rig quick release plate, small rig 15mm rods, small rig top handle, and then this guy here is how I attach shotgun microphone. So this is a small rig carbon fiber 15mm rod. And then this is like the little shotgun microphone attachment thing, which like it's all right. It's not super secure, but it's good enough to just put your microphone on and connect it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're running with the small rig.
Yeah, and then so that's all small rig.
Sorry, small HD. Wow.
Yeah. Small HD focus. I've had this guy since it came out. Basically, I do plan on getting like the 702 or 703 just because my eyes are getting worse and worse every year. I can't see anything on the 5-inch screen anymore.
Yes.
I'm like literally like looking at the freaking screen like in front of my eyes, dude.
But I like punching like 4 times. Like, is that
dude? Seriously, you need like focus assist on top of focus assist for eyes. But yeah, no, I love small HD. Like I've used their 502s before. I've used their 1700 the 1700 series for like director's monitors. I just like it. You know, I love the touchscreen. False color waveforms. You know, you can swipe right, swipe left for full screen view of like a vector scope or waveform if that's your style of filming, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was actually another reason why I wanted to get Pocket was because I don't need to go external to get 10-bit. You know, whereas with like I also own the GH5 and I mostly shoot 1080 10-bit on that thing all live. Every now and then I'll shoot 4K on it for that kind of stuff I need it for.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, dude, any other camera you need some kind of like 10-bit out to a monitor.
Yeah.
Whereas with this camera, it does 10-bit no matter what the fuck you're doing with it.
Exactly.
ProRes or when you're raw, you're getting more than 10-bit. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I totally agree with that. That's one of the huge benefits of this is a piece of a camera in that sense, because of quality, image quality. Anything else that you want to say on your rig, or I think that's pretty much it, right?
That's pretty much it. Other than that,
are you running your media SD or CFast or
CFast? Yeah, because I used to own the 1DX Mark II, so I have a lot of CFast cards. I do have the small rig SSD attachment thing, and I do have a Samsung T5. But I rarely use it just because I have CFast cards. And I don't really want to sell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I figure like just use the CFast cards. I get it depends on what I'm recording in. Typically for interviews, I'm using Blackmagic Raw 12:1. I haven't had any issues as far as like quality or weird issues with it. So 12:1 on a 256 gigabyte card will usually last me about like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
It's really good.
Just not bad. If I switch to ProRes, different story. ProRes, I'm only getting like an hour or something like that.
Wait. I think you switched it. Wait.
No, I kid you not. If you go,
you're right.
Compression.
It is more.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So if I'm like, let me switch to. Let's do this. So right now, if I switch to ProRes HQ 4K DCI on a 256 card, I'm only getting like 50 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude. So 12-1, man.
Oh, that's like you said on 12-1. See,
Yeah.
I don't bang with 12-1. I'm I'm only at like I'm at the lowest I go is 8-1.
Ah, okay, okay.
12-1's nice. 12-1 because it's easy. It's small. It's and you still have raw flexibility. But I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm like a give me the highest image quality I can get type of guy.
You-
So all my big projects, I'm in 3-1,
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
And then plus I have a terabyte. This thing's a terabyte. So
That's true. That's
yeah.
true. I know I came from because I shot a couple of projects on Red before
Mhm,
last year and the year before,
mhm,
and Red code is like a beefy ass freaking codec, dude. So that's why like I would always test around to see like how low can I get it to still get the best image quality.
mhm.
8-1, 10-1, 11-1, 15-1, depending on what you're filming, you
Right.
know. But I've been shooting nothing but 12-1, and I'm very happy with it. Um,
That's an awesome thing, bro. That's an
it's
awesome
good,
thing.
which is good to know. Which is really good to know. So for anyone out there that like wants to get this camera, you can shoot 12-1. You won't have any issues. I've shot
You have
4K, 60, like everything.
mhm.
The CFast card. So yeah.
So real quick, I'll just kind of go through mine. So I went with the tilted cage. This is the full cage, top handle. Um, right now I have two ways where I mount this thing's so I don't like this tripod anymore. The Manfrotto 502.
That's a
I
classic,
don't mind.
that's classic, bro. That's classic.
No, but like I think after a while, I gotta fix these legs because they just don't stay. Well, actually, I haven't balanced it right, obviously. But anyway, I can complain about that later. Um, but yeah, I went with the tilted top handle. I have two configurations right now in terms of where I handle the screen. So right now, I was actually building out what my shoulder rig setup would look like. So I would have the Ninja V here in front, of course, and then I'm just figuring out the best position to put the camera forward so I can have
Oh yeah.
clearance. Like it sucks once this is why one of the design flaws is if you want to put this on the shoulder rig, you have this where all your cords are kind of sticking out, so it's going to either hit your face. So I got to figure out how to position that, probably either back or forward. Um, have the just a standard rubber tilt to right left handle. It's quite nice. Eventually down the road, I do want to get the nano as well as the just the follow focus handle for this,
Hmm.
so I can know how to worry about, um, I'm trying to say, touching the lens with my hand. And so it kind of just slides in like that, locks in. And I kind of like this handle here on this side because it does add protection for the cords.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then flip it around here some more. I have the um, so I was one of the early testers. I don't know how I got this, but I was one of the early testers for Anton Bauer's Titan battery that they just released not too, like a month ago.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I still have those batteries. These are awesome. Like this is the 150 watt hour battery. This thing does not lose a charge when just sitting in idle. Well, it does lose a charge, but sitting idle, it can sit in idle for like almost 3 weeks and it'll still be 90%.
Not
This
bad.
powers the camera for 12 hours by itself. If I turn on the screen, it powers it for about 8, so it just drops about 3 hours, 4 hours or so. I have this on the wooden camera uh, plate. Yeah, it's a nice weight. So now if I have it handheld, it's just very balanced all the way through. Let's see, I got small rig. So sometimes when I don't have this connected to it, this handle thing, I'll have the Ninja V attached to this little small rig, airy mount NATO rail thing,
Hmm.
lightweight handheld stuff. And then I picked up this rubber matte box from Winning Camera.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Does it work?
So the problem is these. So I have SLR Magic. This is a 25. This
Yeah.
lens is very small. You have it one too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. I had that one too.
Very small. And so I have two step up rings here. So this is the smallest it will go. It's like 80 to 85. So the two stepped up rings are 82. and it's secured on. But the fact that it's rubber, it's really hard to get it on and get this metal clamp on easy.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably ideal for like a camera that has the front element already 82 or 85 millimeters. So you just slip it on and you're done. Every time I try to slip it on, it slips back. So I got to fight with it. So I tend to just keep this on the lens and
Mm-hmm.
don't take it off. But I don't have 4x4 filters yet in terms of ND. I still use the screw
Right.
on ND. But yeah, that's pretty much it. When I have cables, I guess we could talk about cables real quick.
Yeah.
I use the thin HDMI cables because it's easier to wrap around um, the camera build because I want to keep everything kind of tidy. So I have all these Velcro straps. So
Mm-hmm.
when I finish building it, I'm gonna kind of strap everything to where it needs to be so the wires won't be all over the place. That's one thing I saw a lot when I was looking at different rigs. The wires were just everywhere, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't like that."
Yeah, dude, I hear that.
Yeah, it was just everywhere. So yeah, that's my setup for in terms of like lockdown tripod, and then I'll pop on eventually anamorphics and whatnot.
Right.
So there's that. Um, we got some questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of quickly go to that real quick.
Yeah. I'm down. Wanna go from top to bottom, or
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything at the top. Let's see. Audio is better. We got audio problems.
well, Marcus asked, how do you guys expose for it for film?
Well, I've gotten to a point where I'll assess the scene that I'm shooting in, just with my eyes first, and then I'll calculate in my head like, okay, I want to be able to shoot at 2.8, right? And judging on the light, I want to be at least half a stop over. This is how I like to do things. I'm used to that from the Sony FS7, the GH5 as well. But the funny thing, if I'm shooting, since I'm shooting raw all the time, it's like I can do that as long as I'm in that threshold of this is the available light and this is the ISO range I'm going to be in. Then it's whatever, honestly, because you just change it afterwards, and that's the lazy side of it. But it is I've gotten lazy a little bit with this. Like, oh, I mean, I'm in this range, 400 to 1,000. That's the range I'm in, right? And it's a lot easier to match clips in post now because they're all in raw and I can just match them from the raw file itself, then do the color correction, then do the grading.
Mm-hmm.
So so I just assess what the location I'm in and then kind of go from there. So I'll definitely use the vector scopes on the Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I would say for the most part, if it's like a controlled situation, like an interview, my go-to is always false color, as that's kind of just how I've learned to expose for a scene is using false color, especially the ones on small HD. So that's what I do when using the film dynamic range. Just look at where I am on the IRE scale. Look at, the first thing I look at is where I want my midtones to be on this. And then from there, I look at everything else. Like if something's looking like it's going to be clipping in black or clipping in the highlights, kind of just make a choice at that point if I want to let it go or not. Yeah, most of the time I am shooting in Blackmagic RAW. If not, I do use ProRes, so you don't have the opportunity to bring stuff back.
Right.
So I do find the histogram, the built-in histogram on the Pocket 4K is like reasonable. It's
it is
getting it very reasonable. Otherwise, like you have to like on the focus, you have to use like waveforms to just kind of see like where things are at. Using the RGB pre, which I use sometimes. Run and gun kind of stuff, I just use the histogram, and I just try to get a good chunky histogram.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I gotta go one way or the other, then I just make that choice. Yeah, that's pretty much how I expose for it. Yeah, I'm not someone that like, even though like I do use RAW, I treat it like I'm shooting film, where I want to get my exposure in camera. And then in post, I can make the choice if I want to underexpose it or blow something out a little bit. Yeah.
So one things I like about the dual ISO on this camera is that it shifts the noise floor once you go over 1200 ISO,
Hmm.
1250 ISO.
Yeah, it's all 50. Yeah.
Um, and then I just tend to keep that in mind. So definitely when I'm looking, if I have a lot of highlights, I don't even go past a certain threshold because I know once I go past that, I'll lose it. You can see it in camera; it just goes right
Yeah.
because you lose like 2 stops in the highlights and then you gain 2 stops in the shadows. So I just try to keep that in mind as well because a lot of the stuff I haven't shot this in a controlled environment yet. Well, that's a lie. I shot it in my office in the back, but um, and that's what I said. Actually, I set that to 1200 ISO because I wanted that noise floor to
Hmm.
go down. But everywhere else has been, I stay in that early 2 stop threshold for the camera. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, yeah. False colors is such a great tool though.
Hmm.
Next question says best codec choice for compression to quality value in the Blackmagic Pocket. That's question's not for me. Remember, I want quality all the time.
Yeah, I think best quality for compression. I mean, I would say ProRes, honestly.
Whereas, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like that's usually,
send it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, even like for me coming from like older camera or other cameras like I used to own the Sony A7R Mark II. I shot so many things. I shot my first documentary in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Canon 1DX Mark II, whether it was motion JPEG or the 1080. I always transcode to ProRes anyways because I'm
Yeah,
on a Mac, so ProRes just works better on Macs.
yeah,
I'm used to transcoding. I would say for sure value wise, like ProRes, just because if you're not used to using DaVinci Resolve, like I wasn't, I used DaVinci Resolve one time. It was for my first documentary on human sex trafficking,
mm,
and I edited it in Premiere, and then I round tripped it to Resolve to color it.
yeah,
Um, that being said, I didn't touch Resolve after that ever because I was just like, I use Premiere and I use After Effects. I'm good.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I forced myself the past 3 months to use nothing. Well, no, I'm gonna say that. I forced myself to use like 90% of my projects in DaVinci Resolve to learn it, to learn the editing for it, the audio for it, and even Fusion that come from After Effects.
Yeah,
And yeah, so that being said, definitely I would say ProRes if you don't want to use DaVinci Resolve. If you want to use Resolve, then I would definitely say give Blackmagic Raw a shot.
yeah, 12 to 1.
Yeah, 12 to 1, dude. You save a ton of space. Like that's
Yeah,
what I shoot.
yeah,
And yeah, just to reiterate again, like on a 256 gigabyte CFast card, 12 to 1, you're getting like an hour and 30 minutes of recording time. No, 2 hours and 30 minutes of recording
yeah,
time.
2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a
yeah.
lot.
Let's see what we got. Could you guys show what do we need to assemble a V mount battery? Yeah, that's actually a great because you have just a plate, right?
Yeah, the reason why is because I'm just cheap. Because the thing is question, I don't know, I haven't looked it up yet, but does the wooden camera have like two DTAP ports on the side or just
Yes.
one?
So
Yeah,
this has 2 DTAP ports on either side. I can
yeah.
take this off real quick, or not. But not gonna lie, full disclosure, right? They they were really helpful with some of this transition because I had done some work for them in terms of like this content, and they sent over this plate for my Africa trip because I was using it on the FS7, and it came with this V mount battery. So yeah, this has 2 DTAP ports, and then I got this plate from Canvate.
Okay, yeah, Canva,
Yeah,
yeah.
Canvate. I do want the one that has a hinge.
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
nice thing to have. Yeah,
yeah, because I mean I do block this, and I can tell you, I have actually I rarely use the screen, but I'll talk about that later. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
yeah, there are a ton of other options besides this. This is hella expensive. I did not pay for this.
How much is that normally? Yeah.
$250, and
Okay.
that's just this, not this, just this. So it's a lot of money for this thing. But
Yeah.
what it does, in the description says it converts the power to where it needs to go to and all that stuff. So some intelligence in here, I guess. But there's some other options, of course, out there.
Yeah, I mean, and on the plus side too is you have more than one DTAP, so you can power like
Yes.
your Ninja V or something your
Yeah.
follow focus with it.
Yep.
For me, this is pretty much just like this is just bare bones.
Mhm.
It's from Small Rig, and it's literally just like a small V-mount plate.
Mm-hmm.
Then the plate, so it just goes to the plate itself, and then there's like a 15 millimeter rod attachment that you have to buy separate. That's like,
Yeah.
I think the plate is like $55
Like
bucks.
60, I think it's $60. Because
Yeah,
I have one too.
yeah, it's like $60, and
Mhm.
the small little like 15 millimeter rod thing, which you can use for other accessories, is like $15, and then you just put rods in front of it, and
Mhm.
then you get your V-mount, and then it's connected to the back of some kind of mounting system.
Right.
That's how I mount mine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Another battery that I do recommend is the Core SWX, and that's what I use for my run and gun stuff. I wish I could throw up a photo, but literally I have it mounted underneath the camera. I think Marcus has the same setup too. Just mounted underneath the camera, and it's used a dummy battery to plug into the Black Magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that setup actually a lot. It adds weight, and then you have battery for like 3 hours or so, running off of that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one option too. Yeah, yeah, he has the same thing too. So I use that in conjunction for longer projects. I definitely throw this on. This thing's a brick and it has a USB port as well.
Mm-hmm.
There. What I like about the Core, it has 2 D taps and then 2 USBs. So you don't even need something like this. You can power 2 things off of
Right.
that battery. So that's kind of nice. It's a smaller battery. It's like 48 watt hours. So if everything's plugged in, you probably get like an hour and a half or so.
Right. Yeah, it's nice though, because like once you get to a certain level with like a professional video camera, if it's like anything Canon C300, FS7, FS5, Ursa Mini, like you're probably going to be using some kind of wireless follow focusing system, so you need a way to power it.
Right.
And then you're going to be using some kind of external monitor, so you can power it through like a Sony MP battery, or you can power it through D-tap.
Yeah.
So that's where like having something like the Wooden camera is nice. You have multiple D-taps to power
Very true.
multiple accessories.
Mm-hmm. So you got options.
Yeah.
Quickly, because we got this hour is going by fast, by the way.
I know.
It's like 9:30. I feel like we got so much to say still.
There's
Real quick, I just want to say, so the only time I use this screen is when I don't have it fully rigged out. Wait, did I say that right? Only time I don't use the screen, yeah, is when I have it fully rigged out. When I do use it is when I have it handheld, or if I can throw on this little monitor on it. But once I have it blocked, I have my custom functions. And like I was saying, like I only have a threshold of what my exposure is. So I just know that range. Then from there, I just film. So I have it set my function 1 to, these are all slow motion, basically. Slow motion, 48 frames, and then 60 frames, and then my LUT. And then I just have those. And those are the 2 things I mess with the whole time. So that's how so once this is blocked, I don't really care. I can put the battery all the way up to it. And I just view everything from the monitor itself.
Dude, I never the built-in monitor is trash to me. I never use it. Even if I go like this setup right you see is like, this is pretty much what it looks like every time I use a camera.
Okay.
I don't go anywhere unless I have this. The lens will change obviously, but like, the shoulder pad, the top handle, my small HD focus, like it's only way I'll use this camera. Built-in monitors is trash, dude.
Magic's missing out on a great opportunity right here. Okay. They need to update their current monitors that they have, so you can use that as a remote control, or make a 3-inch one, or not 3-inch, make a 5.5 or 6-inch one, have the ability to record, tap it on the screen from there to control the camera. Or make a custom viewfinder for this to attach to it. I think they're missing out because a lot of people aren't happy with this. It's nice, but it would have been nice to have it slide out and then use it like the screen on the Ursa.
Yeah.
I think that would have been brilliant. They'd be like, oh, this is actually an amazing camera. But the fact that this is fixed, you had to kind of just work around it, and you don't really use it. That's the doubt. Like, their intention was to use it, but we don't use it.
The only reason why I use it is literally for like playback functions, just to play back the clips and changing like my settings.
Yeah.
Changing the audio set, like that's all I use it for. I don't ever use it to look at what I'm viewing. I use my monitors.
Right.
Because it's a weird angle. You have to literally be right in front of it to see what's going on.
And nobody shoots that. We're always
shoot that way, dude.
We shoot by our hips, man. Bang bang.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with like video, like like professional film cameras, like it's either on a tripod and you have like a first AC, or if you're doing everything by yourself, like you're not gonna be looking like to the monitor like that, dude. No way. You know? Yeah.
Okay, we have 15 minutes. Let's actually get through the rest of these questions.
Okay.
And we might have to do this again because there's two other things we didn't talk about, like well, we mentioned it, the pros and cons, but
yeah,
actually I think we did okay with it. Anyway.
Okay with it. Yeah, I want to go through these questions and yeah.
Okay. Ben says GH5 or Blackmagic? It depends. Huh?
It depends.
It depends. You need to know what kind of filmmaker you are. And the style.
Keep talking. I'm gonna grab mine. Keep talking.
Yeah. I think you need to know what kind of filmmaker you are. If you're feeling this want to get this camera just because everybody's talking about it, then you shouldn't get it because you don't know exactly what you're going to use it for. Like we said earlier, the reasons why we wanted it is image quality and the fact that it has RAW, and it's just a step above the GH5 in terms of image quality and getting to that point where the value of, what am I trying to say? Just, wow, my thoughts. But man, I just lost my thought. But basically, you just need to know what exactly you want to use this camera for, because it's a different beast than the GH5. GH5 is a great all-around camera, and it's going to get you the images that you need. It's going to make beautiful work, but you just have to really know what kind of content you want to create out of this.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I still have my GH5. I haven't sold it. I don't have any plans on selling my GH5, and I still use this.
Yeah.
Probably just as much as I use my my Pocket 4K. And at the end of the day, it's like if you need if you're used to doing like 2 camera setups all the time, then the GH5 would probably be the best second, like a B cam or A cam to get for the Pocket 4K. I think the main thing to just realize is if you're typically shooting a lot of like run and gun stuff, like this to me really isn't run and gun because you need to build it out. You know, to actually make it work. Whereas the GH5, you just put a lens and then boom, you're good. Good. Has IBIS in it, so yeah, it depends on what you need.
Yeah. All right, next question from Cav. How does the dynamic range stack it up against other cameras that shoot RAW? Oh, okay. So that shoot RAW. If you were to put it as a list, this is at the bottom, I think. Personally, this is the camera you get if you want to get into RAW shooting, and yeah, get your foot in the door. So in terms of like, you know, Aries King, and then you have your Reds, and then you have your Ursas. What else shoots RAW?
The Sony shoot RAW.
The Sonys. Well, yeah. Sony shoot RAW. Yeah, you got ProRes RAW now.
Yeah.
So those. So I would put it.
Even Canon too. Canon shoots RAW.
Canon RAW. So I would put Arri, Red. I would put Canon RAW up there, and then Sony, and then I'll put Sony FS5 RAW with this. I'll put those two together.
Yeah, say for me, the only experience I have shooting RAW would be the Ursa Mini Pro and Cinema DNG. I've shot RAW with that, and also the Red Epic Dragon. So shooting that in RAW, Reticle RAW. I would say like this probably has the worst highlight roll off. Even the Ursa Mini Pro, when I shot that last year, the highlight roll off was not that impressive. It was just like it's like duh, and then it just like, gone. It's kind of same with this camera, but it's like you know. But dude, at the end of the day, this thing costs $1,400.
Right. So it's like, you better, if you can get this, if you want to get this, like there's no point of getting the FS5, any of that. Get this.
Yep.
I'm gonna skip the HS1 question because we're not talking about Panasonic, and it to me is a DSLR, so it's still in that category. The focus sucks. How much you want for the camera?
Nothing. I just buy another one.
How much you charge to film and edit movies? That's a whole other conversation, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
That's a big one.
SSD or CFast? I say both. Bring both. There we go.
Yeah, I would say if you can, both. If you if budget's a really big concern, I would probably just get an SSD. They're so cheap, dude. You can fit so much on an SSD.
Yeah.
like for me, I already had CFast cards, so that's why I just use CFast. So
Right. And I already had, this USB-C 1 TB. This has been I pop this on almost every time. But when I do running gun, I'll have my SSD, not SSD, sorry, SD card. And you can
oh yeah,
record.
I forgot you can use
Yeah.
SD card. I forgot
Oh
about
yes. You can record. This is the only time I use 12:1 raw. You can record 12:1 raw on this guy.
damn
Even 12 to even 8:1. You
8-1.
can,
That's
yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, the highs I've gotten was 5, but then it stopped. But those two you can record in this guy. And this is the Angel Bird. I talked about this all the time. This is a great card.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I think we got through the questions with time to spare.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pretty much. We got some left.
So I'm gonna ask you, I get this question a lot, excuse me, now. And a lot of people ask me, should I get this camera? And so what would you say to someone who's asking, should they get this camera?
I think, yeah, you definitely gotta know what you're shooting first. Like what kind of content are you shooting? Do you own your own business? Are you freelance? Do you have like a 9 to 5 and this is like a hobby? Like it all really depends on what you actually need it for.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I bought this as a business purchase because I own a video production company. So I need something that's going to bring value to my clients, but it's also going to bring value for what I want to do for my personal projects, for passion projects. I use it a lot for documentaries, and again, I get paid to do documentaries for like corporate films, for branded content. So you got to ask yourself like what you actually need the camera for. And are you willing to actually treat this as like an actual professional camera? If you're not wanting to do that, then get like a GH5 or something like that. Yeah.
Agreed. Couldn't have said it better myself. Mike Hawk, I don't know who this guy is. Do you have more technical knowledge of cameras as opposed to true filmmaking skills, which is more artistic? Are you carpenters with fancy tools but no skills?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like you could look at focus charts all day and you can gauge dynamic range all day on different cameras, but like if you're not actually making content that people are watching, or if you're not making content for a business or a corporation, or even if it's a music video, like at the end of the day, I think anyone can learn how to use a camera. Anyone can learn composition. Anyone can learn lighting. You know what I mean? Anyone can learn audio. That just takes time and it takes a willingness to learn it.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the question is though.
I don't know
the question. What's the question?
I hear a little sarcasm. I don't know exactly, but bro, like it's obviously we use these tools to help us create the vision that we want, because it's up to us to tame these things. We know that. If you're in this profession, you should know that. And so, we're talking about the camera because a lot of people want to get this and not realize what they're getting into. So that's why we're talking about this. And the reason why I guess you're pointing to the SH1. The SH1 doesn't compare to this camera. That camera is a hybrid camera, and it's geared towards people who want to get into a little bit of video, even though it has the nice specs. But I hate the quality of it. That's just what it is. It's more of a stills camera, and hybrid cameras will never touch this camera because it's not a hybrid camera. This is a cinema camera in a small package. So,
well, I think that kind of goes to like his second question where he says, are the carpenters with fancy tools but no skills? I think that's a big topic in itself, because there's a lot of people on the internet with very expensive cameras like Reds that have spent $50,000, $80,000 on, like an 8K Red Helium. And what do they shoot with it? I don't fucking know. They shoot random stuff on it.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like again, like going back to what I use it for, like I'm an actual business owner. So I like right now I'm shooting a project for Chapman University, their School of Law. They need funding for the program because California has no fucking money left. So they asked me, because of my work in documentary filmmaking, to create content so they can pitch it to private investors, to other attorneys and lawyers to get funding.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that being said, my skills, they speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Go to my website, go to my Instagram.
Its links are in the bio, by the description, by the way.
Yeah, just go and again, you judge it for yourself. Either say my stuff is trash or it's good. And I mean but that's subjective though, right? Like some people hate Stranger Things, right? Some like they hate it. They're like, this show's stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
I love Stranger Things, man. I love it.
Third season was we can get to that later. Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, I think at the end of the day, there's a big difference between people with like a lot of money and just buying cameras and people who are actually creating content, you know? And like, I don't think you can judge someone like a Roger Deakins to us. Like, that's just that, you know what I mean? Like, you can't judge Emmanuel Lubinski and like the regular, like Chiva, you know? Like, you can't, like, these like amazing cinematographers, it's like ridiculous to compare them to anyone else.
Right. So he actually has a legit question. It says, this is Mike still, who has more creative control over the final product, the customer or you? And if the customer, how do you define your personal film style? So it depends on the environment that you're in. I'm in both environments. And I mean, well, both of us are in both environments. I work for the University of Notre Dame as a filmmaker for communications. And so I have a balancing act of what's my creative vision versus providing the needs for my client. So I had to balance that. I had to be very, I had to make sure they're happy and then I'm happy at the same time. Most of the time, it's more about them. That's what it is. But here with Joshua Studios, I have the flexibility to create whatever I want. So now I have full control. And a lot of people don't want to do that. And it does sometimes split my mind because, I'm giving my creative focus in this area for the school, but then, that gets rejected sometimes. And this builds character. That's all it does. It just builds character. So it's where it depends where you're at. If you're a solo filmmaker, you have the most control. You can say what you need to say. If you're in more of a trying to create content for corporations, technically Notre Dame's my client, so I create content for them, stories for them about the school and such. So it's just really balancing and finding what works best for you in that environment. So yeah, it all depends where you are.
Exactly the same. Yeah, if you work for any kind of entity that's doing content creation, digital creation, advertising, marketing, if you own your own business like myself, that pretty much does that for other clients, like in a B2B space or B2C space, it's at the end of the day, it's really what's going to bring them value. If like for example, if there is a shot that you really, really want to use because it's just a really nice shot,
we don't want it.
Yeah, that's one. But the number two, it's like you have to actually look at it from like an objective perspective and say, does this shot actually match the story that's going to bring them value? Mm-hmm. Like if it's not, just save it for your Instagram or save it for your YouTube. Put it in your reel. It's not
a throwaway image. This is not for that product.
Yeah, it's just not for that project. So I think it's both. Like if it's your own personal project, then I say do whatever the fuck you want. Edit it however you want, man. That's your creativity, Yeah.
We got 3 minutes. We're going to just wrap this up now. I thought this was fun.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Totally do this again. Maybe advertise a little bit earlier so we get more people on the stream. But I appreciate everyone who dropped in. If you still have questions, feel free to hit up David. His Instagram and information is in the description. Hit up me as well. And yeah, this was great. Oh, man, just an anamorphic question, and we have 3 minutes. Can I answer it?
Yeah. wait. Where is it?
It's from the dub image. I
didn't see that one. Okay, yeah, go for it, man.
Maybe already been asked, but do you think Blackmagic Design will make an update for Anamorphic?
Oh.
I hope so. I hope some form of 133 D squeeze or 1.8 D squeeze. Those are the two compressors that work best with the sensor. If they do that, that'd be awesome. They're missing out on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because even the Ursa doesn't have anamorphic,
That's crazy. People shoot anamorphic on that thing. They put the Orions on there.
Yeah.
Atlas.
Yeah. I think they just I don't know. I don't really know how that works though, because those are like 2 times anamorphics, right?
Yeah, these are the ones I have right now.
So then like they must be cropping in a ton or doing some weird
The only well, the wider you get, the weirder you get. Like the 35 on this, I think it looks. I personally like the look of it on it, and then I'll crop whoever I need to, like I was saying earlier. But yeah, cool. Quick announcement. Right after this live, I have another video popping up on my channel. I'm starting a new series called Rig Culture. And it's funny enough because we're talking about camera rigs, and David's going to be featured in this. Is this not the first episode, but this is going to be the submission requirement video for the series, which airs next week, Wednesday. David will be there. My friend Patrick, and hopefully my homeboy Omar, if you're watching this, is going to be on there too. Basically, we're going to be talking about why we use the gear that we use for a particular shoot. Dave's going to kind of break down his pretty much what you've done already, but his style of shooting based on the rig that he uses. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So
excited, man. Good times.
Thank you all for jumping in, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, David.
Peace out, man.